Welcome to the third and final part of my conversation with Kunzang Choden. In this section, you'll hear Kunzang's suggestions on where to find books published as part of the burgeoning folk literature scene in Bhutan. If you have any questions or comments, please do leave them below the video. Welcome to the third and final part of my conversation with Kunzang Choden about Folktales of Bhutan. If you haven't watched or listened to the first two parts, please do check those out first. But in this final section, we're going to hear Kunzang's recommendations or suggestions and final thoughts about folk literature. So we finished off by talking about the future of folk literature. Do you have any recommendations? Anything you want to say about the state of folk literature at the moment?
Mm-hmm. I think I think I already told you that I've published my book in 1996, and after that, I was very happy to see young authors and authors of my age who have been writing their stories. So we have stories from the south, we have stories from the southeast, different parts of the country writing the stories, and although the stories are similar, there's always a little difference in the landscape, in the way it's told and things like this. So I think I would recommend that people, the problem is that most of these books are self-published. So you may not get them very easily, but if you ever happen to come to Bhutan and go into the few bookstores that we have, you can find many that I would say that you just go and choose for yourself. And there are many more children's and folk stories than creative non-fiction books. These are just coming out slowly. But children's literature you can find quite a plenty. Yeah. But for people who want to really get these books, you have to come to Bhutan, because I think most of them are available here. Yeah.
Any specific bookshops in Bhutan you would recommend for?
The two big bookshops are what we call DSB in Thimphu. Then there's another one called Mega, which has quite a good collection of books. But by far the best and the biggest collection of book is the book called Dejung in the airport in Paro. So, you can go into that shop and they have it quite well arranged. Bhutanese authors, children's literature, everything. So you can, between the time you have your coffee and between the time you board your plane, you have plenty of time to choose these books. I think I won't be able to recommend take this one's book because it depends on your interest. Do you want to illustrate it? There are quite a few illustrated children's folk stories. And there are also stories, one or two books that have been written as compiled stories of, by different authors.
Yeah.
So there's a growing collection, yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah. Well, we're on bookstores. I should mention Junction as well, which is a great bookstore in Thimphu, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seemed very much, when I was there, which is now 10 years ago, very much part of the kind of cultural life of the place. So.
Good. She's relocated, so it's a little difficult to find her. But you can go and ask for it. But just below Junctions is the one that I said, Mega. It's just used to be the old Junction, and under that. And that's also run by a book lover, so she knows the books, she reads. And I think if you want a particular book, she will also make efforts to source it for you.
Okay. So anyone traveling to Bhutan, leave us a comment and we'll give you direction. Anything you would like to recommend or mention?
Pardon? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Is there anything else you would like to recommend or mention related to what we talked about today?
I think there's not. I which other? There's a author, a woman. Her name is Chowdhury Wangmo, and she has created a lot of stories and collected stories, and has a publishing. She publishes the book, so she's one, and I think the other one, which is very interesting, is called Tangpo Tingpo, and that means long, long time ago, by somebody called Doji Penjor, and I think he writes well, and he has quite a good collection of stories from Central South King area. These are the two that come to my mind, but I think you'll always recognize the children's books which have been illustrated, and they're very attractive. You can't miss them. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that might be a great gift for people as well. So
Yes.
yeah. Great. Well, thank you so much for the recommendations. Thank you so much for joining me. Great to have such interesting information on a part of the world that not so many people get to go to. And I think Bhutan has a it's always on the sort of top 10 lists of places to go, but not many people actually get that chance. But great to have more than the photographs of the sort of famous monasteries and some actual insight into the folk culture that you experienced, and that, as we say, is changing very fast. So thanks once again for coming on the podcast. Been great talking to you, and hope to visit Bhutan at some point again.
Yeah. Thank you, Ivan. And on your next visit, you make sure you come to Bhutan.
I never went, so I certainly will.
To hear the stories from me.
Okay. Make that. Well, as I said, it's about 10 years since I was there, so it's about time.
Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.